So let's continue to expand upon our knowledge learned in the previous lesson. Now, I'm going to provide you with an example of how and why on any given day a certain altcoin may be breaking out whilst another remains relatively stable. And this is what we classify as sequencing. Now, I'm sure we are all aware as traders, and if not, here's a nice piece of UGT wisdom. Every single market has a controller. And for cryptocurrency, this is of course Bitcoin. For Forex, it is gold. And actually, we'll look at the way in which, or how well Bitcoin controls how our altcoins develop their own chart architecture and their own price action. So we'll look at that at the end of this lesson. But we're going to continue to focus on Gala here. Now, in the previous lesson, we spoke about how we discussed in our free Telegram channel that on the 26th of January, Gala had begun its accumulation evolution phase. And as you can see, from here and all these lows here, we see accumulation right before that breakout moment, okay? So a lovely evolution phase. And this is something we go into in Moving Beyond the Game and Digital Rain Phase 1. Because Gala hit this key level on the 26th. It had its first hit rejection, so it hits a level, it pulls back. It had its first test before it broke out, okay? We're going to actually mark this low down here. And we'll just add some text to this low. This was the 3rd of Feb, okay? So kind of the low before the breakout moment. So we'll just put Feb 3rd, like so, okay? And this lesson really is about seeing how we can see which altcoin is in this opportune moment to have a breakout, where another coin might not be ready yet to break out. So first of all, we've already gone through this perfect criteria at this level of first hit rejection and first test. But also, we actually have a key and the largest time frame trend on Gala breaking, okay? So, we have our trend, like so. We go back into the lower time frame, we can watch this. So, we don't need this anymore. So not only had we first hit rejection and first tested the level, and we did not actually go back after this level down here, which was key, which we mentioned in the previous lesson. We didn't hit this level, we stayed above it. We then break trend. And it fuels this moment up. This is like the handshake agreement where it's like, okay, Gala, yep, you're ready to move. And it explodes up and it never looks back. And it goes on to have, if we just mark this high point here, before kind of that bigger swing down. And again, we'll add a date to this. It is Feb the 9th. So on Feb 9th, kind of the high was in terms of the swing, 9th of Feb, and we can measure this move from the low to this high. So we have a 122.41% move. Now, in this given period, a different altcoin will have likely have not moved that mass amount, okay? It would probably remain, it would have had a move up, but it would maybe potentially not have moved up in that breakout fashion, okay? And what we'll do is we'll look at a different coin and we can begin to see why that is and the sequencing nature of our altcoins. How on one day a coin is moving up 50%, 3 days later another coin is having its breakout moment, okay? And just in the basic format here, we've seen why this was in that opportune moment. Now there's different things also involved, but from a basic standpoint, as you can see here, how key this was. So if we now go to, we'll double screen it. We can split the screen and, okay, we'll look at waves here, okay? So we'll find that moment, which is down here, as we can see. So again, we can find that exact level because many of these coins did the exact same thing. They hit the key level, as we can see. So, again here, look, January 26th, we have the exact same. The valley here comes up, hits the level, pulls back. Now, if you noticed here, there wasn't the first test. It just pulls back and it has this distribution, this swing down, okay? So, if we also mark the Feb 3rd level, where that was on... It's going to obviously be here. Oh, wrong level. Get there in the end. So we have Feb 3rd, Feb 3rd. So again, you're seeing the exact sequencing, the exact times of these bigger moves occurring. And again, this is in relation to the controlling effect also that Bitcoin has on the rest of our altcoins. So, as we can see now, we have first hit rejection, but we haven't yet seen first test. So right now, just by looking at this, this is in a more of an opportune moment to break this level than actually what Waves is. But also we have this trend, right? This big trend which is quite close. Let's see if we can find Waves as similar or biggest trend, okay? So if we go to a large time frame again, so we'll go out to the weekly. We'll go to the weekly. And actually we'll just use the replay for this moment here before the breakout. And as we can see here, we had the exact same type of trend. Like so. Look at how far away we are from that largest trend. So Waves is breaking its, Gala is breaking its biggest trend. Look how far away Waves is in terms of the space here. From here out to here. Look at the space, okay? Now, it also does have a different trend coming off of it, which we can see on the daily time frame, which is here. Okay? So it has this trend here. And if we zoom back into that lower time frame, look at how far away we are from trend at this point here. So not only have we not gone through the first test of the level, we're nowhere near breaking out of the largest trend where Gala was, okay? And if we look at this and the nature of this and how well this is sequenced, we move down, we move up, we hit the level, we pull back. We move down, we hit the level, we pull back, like so. And then, on the Feb the 3rd, as we can see, this starts the breakout moment. But you could kind of argue then that on the 4th of Feb here is kind of that last point, you know, the break of this trend. And then we'll look at the 4th of Feb on Waves. So we have the 4th of Feb here. 4th of Feb is here. You can see you have that little dip here, just like you have that little dip here. So that little dip here, and then you move up. Little dip, big move up. Now we say it's big, but it's not on the same level if we mark it from this high to this high. And remember, we said that this high is on the 9th of Feb. The high, the 9th of Feb. So we can also add the level, the 9th of Feb. So now we're actually starting to see how similar these charts are. But one has moved 48%, Waves, whereas Gala has moved 122.41%. And that is because it's in this opportune moment. It is sequenced to have its breakout here. Now, let's play this on, okay? So, if we just play this on, now obviously Gala has played all the way on, so we'll catch up. And we play this on now. Okay, so it runs up towards the level. Oh, and let's not forget, what did this move up establish? It established first test. The first test signaling on that Feb the 9th that people are willing to buy over the top of this level. First test. So we have Feb 9th and first test. Like so. We can just move this over slightly. So Feb 9th, we start to pull back. And as you can see, pulls back, also pulls back, has a move up, also has a move up. Pulls back quite a large amount, pulls back large amount, okay? Now here, if we just move this level to here, before, you know, which kind of started this run up here, this was 24th of Feb. Let's find 24th of Feb on Gala, which is of course going to be here, as this move up. So now, Waves is having this huge move up just to here, 59%. The topmost point here is 37%. Now, as you can see, now this level is looking like what? First hit, first test, closing in on trend, potential trend break, the potential to now see its huge move, okay? So we just pull this to one side, we let this play out here. Breaks trend, has a huge move up, okay? Has a huge move up. You know, if we just measure it to this point here, to this high, 150%, because it has gone through that exact same criteria and it was sequenced, that handshake moment here, to break out. Whereas previously, Gala had already gone through its criteria to do so, to enable it to break out in that big way. Now, and this obviously ends up moving a lot more, and it actually ends up going and hitting your largest compression point, this trend up here, look, before pulling back. You know, if you were to see that on a higher time frame, look at the precision of trend. There we go. So it ends up moving out up to that point there, 268% from the low to the high, breaking a large trend, accumulation evolution phase, breaking the level, moving up. However, in this entire move up, Gala has kind of had this steady price action. Now, why is this? This is due to the different chart architecture and the different compression which it ended up seeing. So if we look at this now, we just clean this up slightly. When we had this move here, so from the 24th to kind of this kind of highest point here on the 1st of March, let's find the 1st of March on Waves. So 1st of March here, and we have this mini pullback, this mini swing is the same as this mini swing here that we see in here. But then, over here, look, in this period, Gala stays relatively stable, where obviously Waves ends up moving up this big chunk here, okay, as this nice further continued breakout, further succession in the move. But why is that? Because of the added compression that we're seeing, like so here. See, it creates a new trend, compression in the move, okay? Different chart architecture unfolding now, different levels created, because this move up here, this move up, big move up here occurred before Waves broke out. You know, it happened back here. Now this adds levels in here that this has to break through to get back above, okay? Now, the reason by which Waves was able to have its breakout moment is also because of Bitcoin. So if we change this chart up here to Bitcoin, okay, so we just look at Bitcoin now in this given period, okay, get rid of the random level we have there. So we will go into the daily to look at this, okay. So, and we're just going to remove everything from the chart, and we're just going to go to this point before breakout. So we said this point here, Feb the 22nd. What is Bitcoin doing on Feb the 22nd, okay? Feb the 22nd here, look, moves up in a big way. So because Bitcoin is moving up, now Bitcoin is actually staying in range, okay? Bitcoin ends up living in this range here. You know, traditionally people would say consolidation, you know, sideways price action, and because it is doing that, it allows these altcoins to sequence and go after their own targets, okay? Because Bitcoin is quite steady in relation to not having its breakout to the upside or the downside. Now, in this moment here, where we see that on the 22nd of Feb, we have this large explosive move up from Waves. If Bitcoin was to have gone like this, and here, lost its level and started to dump, okay, Waves would not be having this huge pump. Waves would be moving down. It would have lost its opportunity to have a sequenced breakout. It would have lost its opportunity, price would live down here, trend would continue like so, and again, it would probably have to go through that exact accumulation to break. So this is sequencing. So it's our sequencing simplified in a way by which, with your current knowledge or looking at a step in the right direction and moving beyond the game, you're able to see which coins are in that opportune moment to have these large aggressive breakout moments. And then we have to establish and realize what Bitcoin is doing. Because if you have all the ability and the technical analysis knowledge and the trading knowledge to understand what Bitcoin is doing, you can trade these coins, these altcoins, in a hybrid fashion.